this was going so well.
Camera.
Yeah.
Thank you, Logitech.
Got my red stapler.
Can't see if anybody's chatting. For some reason, my multi-chat ain't working. If nobody's chatting, then
Nobody's chatting.
start fucking chatting. All right, give me a second. Let me fix the
Here's Anna.
old camera here. Yeah, for some reason, the old multi-chat ain't working, but Anna says almost forgot it's Wednesday. Just you, hello, LOL, lols. So if you are commenting on Kick, I apologize. I don't have that.
Nobody's
open.
commenting on Kick.
Do you have it open, Lan?
I do.
Okay, if you can keep an eye on that, that would be great. I'll keep an eye on YouTube. Unfortunately, the multi-chat on my end is not working, but hopefully all the audio issues, everybody can hear this, right? All right. Got a fun show lined up for you guys. What do we have coming up here? Let me find my old show sheet here, guys. Let me see here. Oh, I got my stuff back. Hands down, one of the most important things. I got, and not back as in like they were holding it hostage or anything, but I had given all of my gear, all of the swag and stuff that I have to Viva La Mocha to put in their shop, but unfortunately they've run into a lot of issues with their shop, so they're not able to... they're kind of shutting down until they find a new location, and I wanted to get all the stuff so I can do giveaways. Now, if you are a member of the channel, figure out a way you can send me your address and I'll send you a sticker pack. I've got 3 different stickers. I have, of course, I don't have any of the examples here with me, but we've got the cross-eyed bear. Jesus fucking Christ, Frank. We have the cross-eyed bear, we have the history of rock, and then we also have the Brandalorian stickers as well. So if you are a member of the channel, there's 2 different tiers. You can be a member Lorian, which is $4.99 a month, or you can be a channel supporter, which is 99 cents a month. Either one definitely helps the channel, helps all the stuff that I'm doing, and kind of helps keep this thing going as we try and build a bigger and larger audience. So if you want a sticker pack and you are a member, hit me up on Discord, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, whichever one is easiest for you. Send me your address, and I will get those in the mail for you. All right, Frank, what did you need to say that's so fucking important?
You're talking about your stickers, right?
Yeah.
You said one of your stickers is a penis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's not. Hey, Beard's here. Before showtime, he's dropping in, and I got a whole bunch of cool stickers. Like I got this one from, so Charlie is, so it's Viva La Mocha. It's Monica and Charlie are the Mocha, and Charlie's the artist, and he sent me, or he gave me this one when they dropped all the stuff off. You like that? Oh, see, now here's the weird thing. So Beard shows up in the chat. Now and I tried to get it so that they wouldn't disappear. Apparently that setting isn't working the way that I had hoped that it would. So I got to look into that a little bit more because they're still just disappearing, which I don't understand, but whatever. All right, coming up on the show today, we're going to be talking about LeBron James's kid. He's a little bit shorter than we thought. It is the return of 5 fast questions. Frank is going to rapid fire 5 questions to me. Random things. I'm going to answer the questions quickly, and then we're going to go back and discuss the 5 topics. We've got Battle of the Generations, and we also have the movie draft this week. We're doing Steve Buscemi, which you'll notice I said Buscemi, right? That's how he says his name, apparently.
Buscemi.
He says Buscemi, but he says that back in Italy it's Buscemi or something like that. So we're saying Buscemi. Also, Alan and I did a black name generator. And so my name is Nellie Quan Robinson, and Alan is Jamarquel Johnson.
Jamarquel.
Exactly. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put him into a white name generator, and we're going to see if we can come up with an even whiter name than Brandon Coates. Who knows?
Brandon O'Reilly.
Brandon O'Reilly. Brandon Smith.
John Smith.
John
That's as white as it gets.
Smith. That is about as white as it gets. All right, Frank, you said you got some tornadoes over in your area of the woods, huh?
Yeah, so Friday, we had here in town had a span in about a 10-15 minute span had 3 tornadoes go through the county. And 2 of them went downtown in Tallahassee, and those 2 actually merged and became one. You had 2 F2 tornadoes and an F1. And one of the best parts is I was driving in the middle of all this nonsense, and at one point, like, it's just monsoons and you can't see like 10 feet and when you're in the car. And so we're going about 10 miles an hour down the road, and then it starts hailing. And I remember sitting there going, this isn't good. This is probably tornadoes. And I was like, I'm going to die. And I'm sitting there going, you know what? If it's time, it's time. You know what? Here we go, baby.
I envision Frank taking it that nonchalantly as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
he's
just, I was
die.
just like, hey, this is it, man. Here we go, baby. I mean, tornado's going to lift me up and just take me away. And that's it, man. But yeah, so it caused a lot of damage to our south and southwest side of town. Like we still have, I think there's like still 13,000 people without power.
Damn.
Because you can find videos of it on the Twitters if you do like the Tallahassee tornado stuff. You don't actually see the tornadoes, but Tallahassee is a very tree friendly place, and we're known for the canopy roads where like the roads are covered on the top with trees, which is beautiful during the summer and spring. But during hurricane season and storms, it sucks because all that stuff comes down and it knocks power lines and poles. So you got a lot of that crap going on. And I think at one point about 50,000 people were out of power, and it's now down to about 13. So good luck to them.
So this is a question I wanted to ask anybody living in the Midwest, because as I'm trolling around on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and you're seeing more and more of these videos of people actually in tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
How regular of an occurrence is this for anybody in the Northwest or in the Midwest? I'm just asking this because I don't know. It makes it seem like it. There's one where I saw somebody, I think they're in a hospital, and the tornado comes barreling on top of them. There's another one where there's these guys in a car and they're chasing the storm. They end up.
That's what you want to do.
Oh, dude, their car gets destroyed, and there's footage of the inside the car pointed at them, and then they also have their cameras. The back window gets blown out. It looks like the car, like somehow it got squished, and it was crazy. Watching them, and the one guy's just going, please, please, please. Like, it's heartbreaking. Thankfully, they all made it. But
was that Bill Pullman in what's her face?
In Helen Hunt?
Yeah, which have you seen the movie poster
Twisters?
for the new Twisters? And they're not even looking at the Twister. The Twister's behind them, and they're all like looking the opposite way of where the
Really?
Twister
I gotta look that up.
yeah, it's the weirdest thing, man.
So if you're from the Midwest, let me know. Let me know how it goes, because it's like, obviously cameras are more prevalent now, but are we seeing an uptick in tornadoes? Is this normal behavior for tornadoes? Is it just social media giving it a larger presence? I want to know. Comment. Let me know.
Probably a bit of both.
I think tornadoes are really feeding off the social media.
I think so.
Yeah,
It makes them stronger.
Did you guys happen to see? Did you guys happen to see what Beard
OnlyFans
just put in the chat?
Yeah, he's doing a show at Skywalker Ranch.
Dude, that I expect pictures, Beard, as many as you can. Like just just a massive amount of pictures.
So, is that the Skywalker Ranch with George Lucas, or the one with the crazy like UFO Skinwalker shit? Or is that it's Skinwalker Ranch? Never mind.
Yeah, it's the Skywalker because it's for Lucas's 80th birthday.
80th birthday.
I always get that one, the Skinwalker Ranch, confused.
How come they haven't brought out a salad dressing? How come George Lucas hasn't brought out a salad dressing?
You can get blue milk right now.
I was gonna say you could make it with the blue milk.
Well, no, they're selling blue milk in the cartons now with the Star Wars. Like, if you want to collect blue milk and have it just go bad or whatever, but you can actually get the blue milk now.
Oh, I could get you some blue milk. Just give me a few months. I'll just let it sit in the sun. You'll be good to go.
Well, we have blue cows here that you just squeeze their teat and you get blue milk.
Wasn't there somebody famous that thought that chocolate milk only came from brown cows?
Yeah, there's been a few people like that.
Jesus Christ. I totally
Pink cows give you strawberry milk. You got to find those in Louisiana, though.
It's the pink cows. All right. It's happy, bubbly music, which means it's time to say something controversial. Frank, what do you got?
I'm going to go in on, I don't got my 60-second clock. I'm going to go in on my people in Tallahassee. You guys can't drive worth a lick of beans. Um, when it comes to roundabouts, if it's you don't stop unless there's a car to your left. It's you slide through and keep going. You don't stop. There's so many people that get up and just stop. And if I didn't have a new car, I would run into the back of you and force you to keep going. It drives you over the damn wall. The other thing, we have people in our town in a 45 zone, they'll go 30, and then they'll get in a neighborhood where it's 30 and they'll do 50. And it drives me nuts because I'll get behind these people and they're doing 30 and 45 and I want to do 45. Like, let's go to speed limit. And then they get into the neighborhood. So I slow down to do 30 and they just haul ass. And I don't know if it's dyslexia, if it's the water here, but the drivers in this town are stupid. And it's not the students. When I was growing up, they always blamed the college kids. It's not. It's everybody. What the hell, Tallahassee? You drive me up a damn wall. That's my rant. That's my.
What the hell, Tallahassee? I like how we can.
What the hell,
wrap that up.
Tallahassee?
Now, when
That
it
should
comes,
be the name of the segment.
Bunch of idiots.
yeah, kind of like what grinds my gears. It's what the hell, Tallahassee.
What the hell, Tallahassee?
I mean, the roundabout thing, not exclusive to
yield.
Tallahassee. It's totally
Well,
not
it's
exclusive.
like an education test here, and everybody friggin' fails it. It is amazing how quick people fail. I don't know what it is. Like, you look to your left. If there's a car coming or if there's a person walking, you yield and let them do their thing. If there's nobody there, you don't have to drive through like a race car driver, but just keep going. It's your right of way.
The point is that you don't stop, and the traffic
Right.
continues to move. That is the goal
I think
of the
they need to
roundabout.
change the yield signs. They need to make them like yellow, because I think the red triangle, people look at the red and they just associate it with stop. And so they stop. If you made it yellow, I think you'd have more people, easing through.
All right,
just like,
okay. So here's what we need to do. We need to get Frank to film himself at a roundabout
Jesus.
with a
Yes.
giant sign that just says "Don't fucking stop."
Just standing there with the sign.
Yeah, just
I would get
standing there.
arrested.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
with your
Shot.
pants off.
Well, and two, like, even as I'm saying that, there would be some liability there, because if somebody did need to stop and they read the sign and they didn't stop and an accident was
They
caused,
hit it.
then it's on Frank, and that's
That's where I just start running.
yeah, we're not going to recognize that guy at all. Oh wait, he's the guy that does the whole segment called "What the Hell, Tallahassee."
I thought you guys were gonna say, like, you need to record yourself in your car at the roundabout. I was like, well, I got a computer on my friggin' vehicle now. I might be able to just record it for you from my car.
Could do that. We'll just have you go do the roundabouts.
It'll just be a bunch of bleep, 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 you bleeps.
You don't need to edit it. Not necessarily.
That's a hot track, Frank.
Beep beep bleep 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 bleep. All right. In case you don't know who Bronny James is, it's LeBron James's son. He went to USC this season as a freshman, and kind of the big talk around it is that LeBron wants to play with his son next year, and it's not known where he's going to go. First, okay, Bronny James, not a good basketball player. He was struggling to get on the court with USC, and they were one of the worst teams in the entire Pac-12 last year.
Yeah.
He just happens to be LeBron James's son. So he was listed in the USC program at 6'4". Well, if you're not familiar with sports, before the draft comes around, they do a thing called the combine, where they get all of the measurables, how high you are, your height, your weight, your vertical. In football, they do the 40-yard dash, things like that. Well, we find out that Bronny James is all of 6 foot 1.5 inches tall. So he was listed over 2 inches taller in the USC program. Now, that's not anything that's completely unheard of. That happens all the time. And it even goes in the reverse, because there was a story that I have from the morning show when I was on it, and we were talking about Kevin Durant. And I had made the comment about how Kevin Durant was basically a 7-footer. And Buzz, the host of the show, was arguing, no, he's only like 6'7", maybe 6'9". So someone else on the show looks up his Wikipedia page, and they see that he's listed at 6'9", and they're immediately like, yeah, he's 6'9". It's right here. It's on his Wikipedia page. This is why you got to be careful, because he was listed at 6'9", but he's actually like 6'11", damn near 7 feet.
Hey.
And you guys know why why, right? He doesn't want to be listed as a 7-footer.
Another tax level.
Yes. Hold on. Where's my rim shot? There you go. No, there was a lot of guys. I think Kevin Garnett even had this. They didn't want to be listed as 7-footers because they didn't want to be pigeonholed as a center. Like they wanted to be able to play any position, and being listed at 7 feet, and obviously that's changing, especially with a guy like Wembanyama, and players like that now who are well over 7 feet tall, but play not like your typical center. So you got to be careful when you Google it, because the second that they brought up the Wikipedia page, I then brought out the article that showed he's not 6'9". He's like at least 6'11". He's almost 7 feet. So you got to be careful about this. But that being said, we're going to play a little game right now, and the game has to do with people's heights. I have an athlete. I have a celebrity. Alan and Frank, and anybody in the chat, if you guys want to play along, you guys have to guess which person is taller.
Bob Cousy.
It's always going to be Bob Cousy, baby. And actually, I even made pictures for this. Look at this bad boy. Let me see here. What's our first one?
I take it Tom Cruise won't be in this, right?
Well, you never know.
Oh, okay.
You never know.
Get your Apple box.
Apple bottom jeans.
Get your shine box.
Boots with the fur.
Bruce Lee's taller.
Bruce Lee or Steve Smith? Steve Smith, the former Carolina Panthers wide receiver. Frank says Bruce Lee.
I think Bruce Lee also.
So you're both going with Bruce Lee, and you both got
Steve
it
Smith
right.
was kind of short, wasn't he?
Yeah, I saw him 2 times a year against the Bucks, so I know how small he actually is. He's like 5'7", 5'8", somewhere.
Well, how tall do you think Bruce Lee was? Actually, no, I take it back. You guys are wrong.
Oh, we're wrong.
I take that back.
Oh, what?
I had them mixed up here. It was actually let me reset your guys' scores, because actually Steve Smith is 5'9".
Scored?
Yeah, you're getting points for this.
Huh.
And for some reason, it doesn't have. Oh, I don't have your guys' scores on this one. Son of a bitch.
So we still have one.
No, let me look over here. We get there.
Okay, look, there it is.
Yeah, I can go away now.
Beep,
All
beep,
right.
beep, 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 beep.
All right, but I will. Okay, so yeah, no. Steve Smith 5'9", Bruce Lee 5'8".
There you go.
Crazy.
You guys got it wrong. All right, next one. The Beard says, didn't he average like 4 minutes? And I hate how they put the stupid fucking heart emoji thing on the chat, because I can't read.
Yeah.
I can't read all of his comment. That's so fucking dumb. Anyway,
Get the heart.
I heard he did pretty good in the combine, though.
who? Bronny?
Yeah.
He's been doing okay in the combine, but he struggled to get on the floor of one of the worst teams in the entire Pac-12. So, all right, you guys
And
are
he
both
also
0 for 1.
died.
Next one. Who is taller, Brad Garrett or Karl Malone?
Ooh, that's
Karl
a
Malone.
good one.
Karl Malone. I'm going to go Karl Malone.
Land's going Karl Malone.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
Frank?
Karl Malone. He likes babies.
I'll go with Brad Garrett just to be the.
Frank is going Brad Garrett. Land is going Karl Malone. And Land gets the point.
Karl Malone's a very bad person, by the way.
Yeah, hold on. I got a comment about that. So Brad Garrett 6'8", Karl Malone 6'9".
Ooh.
And somebody posted this on Reddit as I was kind of researching this. They said, I just learned Karl Malone is 6'9", because you'd kind of think he was taller because he was a power forward. Like you'd think he'd be like maybe 6'10", 6'11", but he was 6'9". So the person says, I just learned Karl Malone is 6'9". I know he's a child rapist and all, but I honestly thought he was a lot taller as a big man.
God.
Oh, yeah. By the way, look up Karl Malone, dude. Like, it's some horrible shit going on with that guy.
Yeah, that's
Like-
a bad person.
Oh, my God. And we're not talking about Jimmy Kimmel doing blackface to play Karl Malone either. So much shit surrounding Karl Malone. Good God. All right,
Looking
next
for some
one.
Beanie Babies.
Who is the Beanie Babies? Who's taller, Howard Stern or Charles Barkley?
Howard Stern.
Lane is going Howard Stern. Frank.
Actually, I just pulled that out of my ass.
All right. Well,
Are we talking about at their peak or like right now? Because I'm pretty sure Charles has shrunk.
I think he's shrunk too. He's kind of, a little here. But what are you going with?
I'll go with the athlete on this one. Let's go with Charles Barkley.
And the point goes to Land. Howard Stern. Now, here's where it's a little bit tricky on this one, because Howard Stern is listed at 6'5". Charles Barkley is listed at 6'6" in some places, but when you really do a deeper dive, he's closer to 6'4". So to think about how he was on the court and how he played, and the amount of rebounds that guy got, to only be 6'4" is impeccable. All right, let me
if you talk
go
to
back.
some people, they will claim that guys in that time were playing against nothing but plumbers and roof repairers. So that's why
okay,
like,
that's not the
him
comment
and Michael
that was made.
Jordan dominated.
No, the comment was made about guys by like Wilt Chamberlain, like way back in the day. It wasn't with Jordan and Barkley.
Well, no, but that whole when it comes with the Jordan versus Kobe stuff and what they had to play against. So I know a bunch of people that go with, well, Jordan, he had a stacked team and played against plumbers, and it's like, no, he didn't, man. They were knocking the shit out of each other.
The plumber's comment came from JJ Redick. And he was talking about the people who would go up against Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and everybody like 50s and 60s. Bob fucking Cousy.
Yeah, but it gets thrown into the Jordan versus LeBron.
Well, anybody who throws that in there
has kids being stupid.
No goddamn clue what they're talking about. All right, next one. Land's got 2 points right now.
If Jules is watching, he'll hate that.
Here's the next one. If Jules is watching, LeBron James is overrated. Oh. Who's taller, Tyler Perry or Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves? Not to be confused with Goose from Top Gun.
Yeah,
Not to be
right?
confused with Michael Jordan's son.
Anthony Edwards?
You haven't heard that Anthony Edwards might be Michael Jordan's illegitimate son?
No.
They keep calling him Michael Jordan.
Well, I mean, obviously, with the way that he plays and everything, I've heard that.
Well, look at his face. Look at his face. Don't tell me you don't see Michael Jordan right there.
That's racist.
Are you saying all black people look alike?
Like
did
Michael
I say
Jordan?
that about Tyler Perry?
I mean, I just assumed you were going there.
I don't know, but Tyler Perry's hair in that picture looks extremely sprayed on.
Dude, it looks like when Carlos Boozer did the spray paint hair.
Yeah, that does not look good.
All right,
That's
who are you going with?
good.
And you guys in the chat, you're more than welcome to get involved with this as well. Who do you think
I'll
is
go
taller?
with Tyler Perry just for that jacket alone. Holy
I
crap.
think I'm going to go with Tyler Perry, too.
You guys are both going with Tyler Perry, and you guys are both correct. So Tyler Perry coming in at 6'5", Anthony Edwards coming in at 6'4".
Look, he does look like MJ. Look, his face looks like MJ.
Yeah, a little bit. He's easily becoming one of my favorite NBA ballers at this point, though. With the way that he plays and his did you see him last night after they lost to Denver?
No.
And they were asking him about Jokic. So Jokic went for, I think it was 40+ points and 12 assists and 0 turnovers. Like, he was accountable for over 70 of his team's points with 0 turnovers. And they asked Anthony Edwards about it. He goes, I just laughed. He's like, what are you going to do? He's like, the guy's the MVP. He's like, the guy's amazing. Like, the honesty that comes from Anthony Edwards, I absolutely love it. All right, this last
has one of the best signature shoes out of all the NBA, too.
Ooh, there you go. All right, this last one here is just for you, Frank. Who's taller? Tom Cruise or Leo Messi?
I'm going Leo Messi.
Going Leo Messi.
Yeah, Leo Messi's tall. Lionel Messi's.
You guys are both going Leo Messi. You guys would both be wrong.
Oh, he's got him by that 5'4".
Titans of their industry coming in at a whopping 5'7". This one's a tie.
Well, yeah,
Lionel Messi right now, you can make the argument that he's playing against a bunch of plumbers.
That's true.
Tom Cruise would go on the internet and delete his size. He didn't want people to know he's 5'7".
5'7". All right. So we check the scores. We're looking at Land with 3 points. Frank coming in at 1 point here. And now we will be moving on. And we're going to get to 5 fast questions. Are you ready, Frank?
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Super fast.
All right. All right, it's time for 5 fast questions for me. Are you ready, Frank?
Yeah, sure, shoot.
All right, here we go.
What's the most fun sport to play?
Now soccer, but back in the day, football.
What's the most suspenseful movie ever?
Rear Window.
What's the most nostalgic childhood song?
The He-Man theme song.
Okay. Next.
Okay.
What hobby would you like to take up?
I'd like to take up hiking.
Kidnapping.
That's a hobby?
Next question. What would be the worst thing to scream during church? I could think of a few of those.
Oh, yeah.
Body of Christ. Oh, yeah.
Or you could just yell,
Fast question.
so glad this priest didn't touch me.
We got to go through these now. All right, Frank has sent me all the questions now so I can see them, so we can get through them. What is the most fun sport to play? I said soccer now and football. Football back in the day was great because you could take being tackled.
See, I would. Football
It didn't hurt
was
as
always
much.
fun. But actually, I enjoyed baseball except for being in the batter's box. Everything else I enjoyed playing baseball, but being in the batter's box, I hated that.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed baseball back in the day. I didn't mind being in the batter's box because when we
I was a
played,
freaking ball
like
bringer.
in the neighborhood, we played with tennis balls.
Man, I used to get hit by every pitcher known to man as
So
a
did I.
child. I would go into the batter's box just wanting to leave because I was getting nailed all over the place.
I actually got sent to the hospital from a pitch in 7th grade.
Hit you in the balls.
No, hit me in the ear.
Ah,
It knocked me out. And then when I landed, the way that my head hit the ground, they thought I'd broken my neck because I just ragdolled it and I hit. And so all I remember is this kid was throwing gas. Like he's one of those 7th graders or an 8th grader he'd already had puberty. Like the kid was just a monster. And so he's just throwing heat. And I would always crowd the plate because I always wanted to make sure that I could hit that outside pitch. And so I leaned in and it hit me in the ear hole. And the next thing I remember was waking up and seeing my coach running over and my dad running over. And they were like, just stay down. Don't move. And I'm like, what the hell happened? And they were like, you got knocked out. We're calling an ambulance. Just stay down. Don't move. So they strapped me to the board. They shipped me off to the hospital. They did a bunch of x-rays. I basically sprained my neck. There was no breaks. There was no nothing going on there. I still had, all my extremities. And I actually made it back to the game before it was over. And I think we ended up winning too, which was kind of...
I actually have two
so good.
stories of crazy stuff like that happening. One to a batter, one to a pitcher. When I was in high school, I was on second base, and our batter hit the ball directly back to the pitcher, and it hit him right below the eye socket.
Ooh.
And it hit so loud, it sounded like when you're hitting meat with the mallet
Oh.
and like tenderizing it.
Yep.
And the ball hit him and went straight up in the air 10 feet. The kid, I just remember he was in shock, and he was just had his arms out and was just like running around, and like his dad yelled, freeze. He ended up going to the hospital. It broke his orbital bone. I was in an adult rec league back in like 2004, and our pitcher was trying to throw a curve, and the ball didn't curve. And the batter thought it was going to curve, and it didn't curve. And it caught the guy right in his jaw, and it broke his jaw. And like his mouth was hanging down off to the side from where the thing hit him. But those are the two wildest things I've seen. Oh, and we had a guy that threw a ball in from center field, and his arm got split in half, broken in half.
Oh, God.
Right when he was throwing it. Yeah, and like someone said you could hear the pop. I can hear the pop. He threw the ball, and I just remember him going straight down on the ground. I didn't think anything of it. And then they go out there, and his arm is just hanging like L-shaped the wrong way from where it just broke in half.
There was one that we had when I played softball down in Florida. I kept trying to warn everybody because a lot of the guys that were on my team never really played baseball all that much. And you're not wearing helmets in softball, but it's always an interesting dynamic when it comes to softball like that, because you have essentially the guys who played the sport back in the day, and some take it too seriously. Others are just actually really good at it. And then there's other people who just never played and they want to get into playing softball. And I kept trying to warn all the guys, when you're running through a bag, hold your arm up, because there's no telling if the guy on first base or second base, whoever is going to catch the ball, and that thing could be fucking coming in there hot. And sure as shit, I had just told these guys to do that. And one of the guys hits a ground ball to third to short. And the guy that fields it was just this monster of a guy that you could tell played at least probably into college. And he fucking whips that thing over there, and you just hear this where it just fucking hits the guy right in the cheek. He takes like 2 to 3 steps and stumbles down. As we come running out of the dugout, he turns around and it's just blood pouring out of this guy's mouth. So they call the ambulance. He doesn't want to take the ambulance because it's crazy expensive. So they drive him to the hospital. Turns out he broke it in like 3 places. It was completely separated off. Like it was all messed up. So newsflash, if you end up playing adult softball, cover your fucking face while you're running through the bag, man. Good God. But yeah, so I said football because I could take the tackle. Because I wasn't thinking, when you asked that question, my brain didn't go to the organized sports that I played. It went to the
neighborhood stuff.
Yeah, the neighborhood stuff that we played. And now I like playing soccer because you get to stand around a lot. And
baseball's the same thing, or softball's the same thing.
That's true. I mean, you can, but I really do enjoy playing softball. So the second question, Land, Land, we got to get your answers on these. What was yours? What's your most fun sport?
Oh yeah, you guys forgot about me. Everybody forgets about me. So I know I was going to say softball. I was going to say softball and bowling.
You don't like? Remember, Frank said he could turn us into 200 bowlers.
I could. Give me a month and a half. You guys will be 200 bowlers.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to work. My dad's a really good bowler, and he couldn't get me to do any better than I am.
Sometimes it's harder to listen to
bowlers.
Your own family, yeah.
Next
than it is from people.
Next question. What is the most suspenseful movie ever? And I went to Rear Window, 1954, with James Stewart.
Yeah,
what would you guys say when it comes to the most suspenseful movie ever? Because I briefly thought of Event Horizon.
Mimic.
Oh, the one with
Josh Brolin and
what's her face? Mira Sorvino?
Yeah, and the bugs that they cover their face and look like humans.
Yeah.
That one used to freak crap out of me, man. They do the little when they before they kill somebody. That was weird, man. That was pretty good. That's all like in the subway and stuff.
I gotta clip that because I'm gonna use that sound effect. That's gonna be the new sound when you guys get something correct. It's just gonna be Frank going.
I ate a gummy. I ate a gummy.
All right, Lan, what is the most suspenseful movie?
I don't know. This is a hard one for me because I really don't watch a crap ton of suspenseful movies. But
Care Bears,
dude, that Care Bear stare.
That was pretty rough.
Anybody ever notice that the way that they stand and when they're doing that, it looks like they're just coming on everything?
Wow.
all right.
Think about it, like they're all, and it's all like, come on.
They do this with their little paws before they shoot out. Especially the rain cloud, the rain cloud one, and the one's like, "I'm gonna give you my sunshine."
And then they go, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Sure, we watched the right Care Bears.
Yeah.
I would actually say, and it's more so for like the last, 45 minutes, half hour of the movie, but The Departed, and it's the original version of The Departed.
Ooh, yeah. I'd say it's a solid choice there. Again, in the chat, if you guys want to play along, you're more than welcome to. So far, the first 2 questions were, what is the most fun sport to play? And then, what is the most suspenseful movie ever? Crispy Critters is asking, what did I want to know about the Midwest? Oh, I was wondering about tornadoes. Because tornadoes. Tornadoes. Looking on social media, obviously there's a lot more videos because cameras are more readily available for everybody. So is it one of those things that social media is making it look like this is a bigger uptick, or are we just getting a lot more tornadoes and this is just terrifying and I should avoid the Midwest at any way, shape, or form? All right, Beard, have a good one, buddy. Dude, Beard, pictures, man. Pictures from Skywalker Ranch, buddy. I got to figure out the chat thing. That disappearing really kind of pisses me off.
Make sure you ask them about the salad dressing thing. It's a great idea.
Yes, they need to create a tauntaun salad dressing. Would it be tauntaun?
Or you could do Ewok and have the Ewok going.
On the outside.
What'd you say, Lan?
Said it smells better on the outside.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside. All right, next one was,
the commercial.
What's the most nostalgic childhood song? My brain went a couple different spots here. Is that I first was kind of thinking almost the Muppet Babies theme song, which I have sung before. You can find it here on my YouTube channel. Muppet Babies, we make our dreams dreams come true. That's all you get now. You got to go find the rest on YouTube. But I
Just a little tease.
I said He-Man, right?
Yeah, you said
Said
He-Man.
Like that right there. I think it was this year
I have the power.
during the holiday season. I actually went back and watched the He-Man holiday special. And
Oh, Lord.
you want to
I don't
talk
remember
about
that.
absolutely, it was on YouTube. If you just getting sucked into total nostalgia was fucking awesome. Absolutely. Like, I loved it. It was great. I might have been a little high. I'm just saying. It was fantastic. All right. So for Lan, what's the most nostalgic childhood? Jesus Christ. What is the most nostalgic
I
childhood
stumble
song?
on words.
Beat It, Michael Jackson.
All right.
I was a kid that whole album was my entire life.
Now, Frank is going to say his most nostalgic childhood song is Eat It from
Right.
Weird
Weird
Al.
Al Yankovic. No, mine would be theme songs as well. It'd be a few of them. The Full House theme song, Pee Wee's Playhouse, and Perfect Strangers. For
Oh
whatever
my
reason,
God.
those three theme songs just get you in that zone where it's like
Yeah.
you remember being a kid.
Oh, yeah, they totally do, man. Every single one of those. All right. Next question was, what hobby would you like to take up? I would have said gardening, but I actually recently did that. I got myself a little raised planter, and I got some shishito peppers and some other kinds of peppers and some chamomile and some what the fuck else do I have in there? Some lavender, some dill, and
Marijuana?
cilantro. No marijuana yet. But I think, yeah, hiking. It's something I want to do. There's a lot of trails around where I live, and I'd like to take the dog out and get her up running around. But yeah, hiking. What about you guys? Is there a hobby that you guys want to take up?
I mean, I already draw and paint, so those are already there. And I always pimping. Is that a hobby?
Well, it ain't easy. So
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy, babe. No, mine. You know what? I always thought wood carving, like getting, like when you drive and you see like big pieces of wood on the side of the road, and you're like, damn, but like I wonder what I could carve out of that if I ever had any skill. Like if it would be cool, if it would look like Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie, like if it was something like that.
yeah, Plank
So-
from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Good reference.
So yeah, I think wood carving would be fun, honestly.
Huh,
Doing
what about
that.
you, Lan? The hobby you want to take
I
up?
don't know.
You want
I
to
have enough
retake up?
hobbies as
You want
it
to
is.
retake up drawing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
By the way, in case nobody
wanna-
knows, Alan is a fantastic artist. Like,
Oh, was.
I'm pretty sure you would be able to draw
Anymore.
just fine. Okay, how about this? Well, okay, look, just a heads up. There's no stream next week because I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in Scottsdale for a work retreat. So this gives Lan 2 weeks.
To draw
Here,
something.
before we wrap up tonight's stream, what do we want him to draw?
Oh my God, this is gonna be dumb. But anyway, back to the original question. Fuck.
A Care Bear coming on
The
He-Man.
Care Bear stare. They're all, ah. Here, look at me. Look
On
at me.
She-Ra.
Lan,
On
Lan,
She-Ra.
Look at me.
On
You're
She-Ra.
gonna pause. You're gonna pause this, and this is what you're gonna draw. You ready? Ah!
Yeah, or Skeletor making that face.
He-Man!
Oh my God.
Fucking sploosh!
All right, what hobby would you want to take up? We're running out of time.
I don't know. Like I said, I have a lot of hobbies already, but I was telling the guys before we started, I kind of want to get back into sports card collecting.
There you go.
That would be good.
That'd be fun.
You did just buy a bunch of soccer cards, right?
Yeah.
Soccer.
Little
Yeah.
small boxes and shit. It was fun.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. All right, and the
Yeah.
fifth and final question is, what would be the worst thing to scream during church?
Oh, yeah!
I'm just saying. Anybody got anything better than that?
You know what? My
Um,
brain is so programmed to not speak at church that I can't think of anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember I went to church with my grandma. I was maybe 11 or 12, I think. And for some reason, I thought it was funny to yell out, "Bomba clat!" And I don't even,
Jesus Christ is feeling irie.
and I
You wanna-
don't
you
even
wanna-
know why. Like, we were sitting up in the balcony. My sweet, sweet grandma's my mom's mom, who was just the absolute, just nicest woman. And and it was my sister and I were with her because I think my parents were out of town. So she took us to church. And I go, Rastafari Bombaclat, like really fucking loud. And credit to my grandma, all she did is she just took my hands in her hand and held it nicely, and that shut me the fuck up. It like
One,
like
I would yell the steeple wasn't the only thing the priest touched. Second, we actually I went to a Catholic elementary school, and when I was in like third or fourth grade, on Wednesdays they'd make you go to church service to fill the church for the older people that went for the ones that went. We had two kids, and I don't know why they decided to do this. There's this huge statue of
Jesus.
Jesus, yeah, on the cross. And they started yelling in the middle of service, Jesus's foot moved. We saw it. Jesus's foot moved. And the whole service stopped and was looking at the statue to see, because people were actually believing, these two kids, that the foot had, you had people dropping on their knees and praying like, oh my God, it moved. Like they caused a straight up, the priest had to take the two kids in the back and basically
beat the shit out
talk
of
to
him.
them like, yeah, we know you're full of crap. Like we're gonna pull the curtain away real quick. I know you're full of crap right here. And they had to come out and apologize and claim that they didn't do it. But they had like the like a good, most of the school and a good 40 people almost thinking that Jesus' foot, the statue's foot had
Oh my God.
had moved.
The fact that anybody
So-
would have believed it was sad.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, Jesus is foot
Although
moved.
I will say there was this one time the whole family was at church and me and my sister started quoting Anchorman
Yeah.
and we just could not stop laughing. My mom was so pissed at us. It was the funniest shit ever though.
It's the pleats.
Like they would say amen and then me and my sister would go, okay.
All right, it is time for Battle of the Generations. If you are in the chat, you are
good
more
lord.
than welcome to play along. If you're watching this on a replay, make sure you check out the live streams every Wednesday night. Well, mostly because there's one that's not coming up because I'm going to be on vacation or on a work trip. But anyway, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Oh, and if you're watching this either on a replay or if you're watching this live, make sure you're clicking like down below. That definitely helps the channel. So here's how Battle of the Generations works. We have 6 different categories: people and places, entertainment, events, culture, science and technology, and sports and hobbies. If it sounds like Trivial Pursuit, it's because that's what it is. Now, each card has 5 different questions on it. 1 question for each generation. And each generation is worth a different amount of points. Gen Z is worth 4, Greatest Generation's worth 3, Baby Boomers worth 2, and Gen X or Millennial are worth 1. I'm going to ask these guys a question, or I'm going to ask them which one they want, ask them that question, they get it right, they score the points. Whoever wins gets to pick first in our movie draft. All right, Lan, you got the lead, so I'm going to let Frank go first. Your first category, events. Your subcategory, activists. Which generation's question do you want?
Let's go Greatest Generation.
He's going Greatest Generation for 3 points. Ladies and gentlemen, what nickname did women working in factories give themselves during World War II?
Oh,
Oh,
I can visualize the poster, but I can't think of. It's like Betty. Yeah, I can't remember the. I'm gonna slap myself, but I'm gonna have to pass. I don't know. I can't think.
Lan, do you know it?
no, I can't think of it either.
Rosie's.
Rosie
Inspired
River.
by the
Yeah, there
iconic
you
character
go.
Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah. Damn it. Yeah.
All right, no point for Frank. Lan, you're up next, buddy. Your subcategory, big days.
Big Days Nuts.
Big days nuts. Which generation's
Let's
question do you
go.
want?
Let's go greatest.
He's going Greatest Generation, the 1971 constitutional amendment that gave 18-year-olds the right to vote, traced back to 1942, when what was lowered from 21 to 18?
Huh? The age to vote.
No, that's what it was, but it's traced back
That's
to
what I thought.
1942.
Yeah. Okay.
So what was lowered from 21 to 18 back in 1942?
The drinking age.
No, I am sorry. Frank, got a guess?
I was gonna say drinking too. So.
The draft age.
Ah,
Old enough to fight, old enough to vote was the slogan that drove the change. I mean, it only makes sense. You can get drafted, you should be able to actually vote on what the hell goes on in your country, right?
Yeah, and if you can vote and you can get drafted, you should be able to drink.
You should.
Yeah.
All right, next category, science and technology. Frank, your subcategory, psychology. Which generation's question do you want?
Let's do Generation Z.
Going
losers.
Gen Z. The mental health app Talkspace announced a partnership with which famous former Olympian in 2018?
Oh. I can't think the gymnast. I can't think of her name. The black chick. I can't.
You're
her
thinking
name
of
is-
Simone Biles.
Yep, I am thinking of Simone
It is
Biles.
not
but it's
Simone
probably
Biles.
not. Oh, it's the swimmer, Michael Phelps.
It is Michael Phelps, but you'd already guessed, so you don't get it. All right, Land.
Well, because
Your-
all of them are going to psychiatrists, those nut jobs.
Your subcategory, computer science.
Let's go Gen Z.
He's going Gen Z. What company released its first foldable smartphone in 2019, retailing at $2,000?
Oh God, I'm gonna just take a guess and go with the bigger company, Samsung. Okay. I was gonna say Motorola, but
Nope, Samsung. The
Motorola.
Galaxy Fold boasted a large screen with a folding compact design. And yet you could still see the crease in the middle of it.
yeah.
No, you weren't supposed to be able to.
Just
That's what
like
I said.
my ass. All right, Frank, your category, culture, subcategory, cooking. Which generation's question do you want?
Generation Z, because
Go
we
ahead.
know they don't cook. Losers, you all order your food, you little bitches.
What Danish restaurant took the #1 spot on Restaurant Magazine's 50 Best Restaurants list in 2021? Not for the first time?
Question
Huh?
mark?
There was a question. I've Ron Burgundy that.
Yeah, I was like, where did we go with this? What was that?
I fucking totally did.
I am Ron Burgundy. What was the question?
I don't think you're going to know this. What Danish restaurant took the #1 spot on Restaurant Magazine's 50 Best
Oh
Restaurants
yeah,
in 2021? Not for the first time.
Arby's.
Oh, Arby's is Danish. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, it's a restaurant called Noma. Noma.
No one's
Noma.
gonna go there.
Is in Noma Gasiapara. All right, Lan, your subcategory is books. Which generation's question do you want?
Do baby boomers.
He's doing baby boomers. Which medium gave us the first appearance of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Book, radio, or television?
Book.
No,
What?
it was radio.
Wow.
It was first broadcast as a radio comedy on BBC Four
BBC?
a year. BBC. So my wife and I were watching a show. Oh, it's we're watching the Iron Claw right now. We're we got
a good movie.
30 minutes left. It's been pretty good. Got a couple of comments to make on it, but we're watching it as a BBC movie, and I. And when the logo came up, I go, big black cock. Like out of nowhere. And dude, and my wife just looks at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, so it started as a radio comedy on BBC Radio 4 a year before the first novel came out.
Hmm.
So also about Iron Claw, really quick here, quick side note.
The movie is nothing like the actual story, by the way.
Well, I mean, you can't say nothing because it obviously there are parts that it takes from the truth.
Yeah, but they deviate a lot in the movie.
I mean, again, it's one of those stories that probably would have been a lot better as a miniseries because there's so much stuff to get in. That's what she said. But no, so is it just me, or in that movie, is there a lot of scenes where it's like it's just showing a scene with nothing going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of filler stuff. I mean, you
Yeah.
didn't really have a lot of story where they're talking. Like, there's not a lot of dialogue throughout a lot of it. So there's just a lot of filler where they're obviously trying to just make it a specific time length. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next category, Frank, entertainment. Your subcategory is movie meals. Which
Yeah.
generation's question do you want?
Gen Z, because they keep ordering all their damn food.
In what 2021 film did a group of people eat one last Thanksgiving dinner together as the Earth was obliterated by a comet?
What year was
This
that?
is a good movie, by the way. 2021.
Is that the one with Keira Knightley and Steve Carell?
No.
That's not.
You're thinking of like finding a friend, at the end of the world or
At
something
the
like
end
that?
of the world, yeah. That was actually a pretty good movie. I actually enjoyed that one. I don't know then.
I'm looking that one up real quick. Lane, do you have a guess?
No idea.
Don't Look Up, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Oh, okay. That was what, Netflix?
I believe so. It was a good movie. Very depressing, but it was good because it's all about how these scientists basically bring all the information to the government to say, hey, this asteroid's going to fucking kill us unless you do something. And then they never do anything because it's not politically viable. And so it wraps up with them eating a Thanksgiving dinner and getting blown up.
Cool.
What the hell? Oh, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World is what you were thinking of.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was pretty funny too. It was like the one guy, like everybody knows they're gonna die, so they're just like everyone's getting divorced and they're committing crimes, and there's people like I just had
Fuck
one dude's like I just had
Go buy a
sex
bunch
with
of
a
heroin.
chick last night and she has AIDS, but it's just like God.
All right, Lan, your subcategory, talk show hosts. Which generation question do you want?
We'll do Gen X.
He's going Gen X. Which late night talk show host also starred in Coming to America as Prince Akeem's best friend, Semi?
Arsenio Hall Show.
Arsenio Hall. And he reprised his role in Coming to America too.
Yeah.
Coming in America.
Heyo. All right, 2 more categories to go. We're on people and places. Frank, your subcategory is fun spots.
Fun spots?
Swear to God, dude. And I don't think any of the questions have to do with genitalia.
Care Bears.
Oh.
The
we'll
Care
go Gen
Bears
Z.
there.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Which Asian capital city was the first to establish a presence in the metaverse?
Bangkok. That sounds like a
I'm
fun spot.
Sorry.
Bangkok.
No. To go into the metaverse, you had to go through your soul. Soul.
Soul Korea.
Soul. All right, Lan, your subcategory is natural wonders. Which generation's question do you want?
Gen X.
He is going Gen X. Animals traveling in Africa's Great Migration roam across which national park? Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1981.
Ask that as a question.
No, it's the question is what's the national park that they cross over?
No, I was gonna say like finish it like and it was in the year 19.
In Heritage Site in 1981?
I don't know.
You know the place.
I'm pretty sure I do. I can't think of names of things
The
right
lions
now.
and the wildebeests.
Do I
cross
know the answer?
blank.
The Sahara Desert.
Oh, you were close.
Mojave?
It's a Serengeti.
Serengeti.
Oh.
Is it the Serengeti?
I didn't Serengeti it.
Hey-o! All right, final one here. It's all pretty much wrapped up as Alan has a 7-point lead, but we're going to go sports and hobbies. Frank, ooh, here you go. Footwear is your subcategory.
Jesus. Gen Z, why not?
What part of a horse is a horseshoe meant to protect?
The hoof.
I fucking swear to God.
I thought it was like a quick trick question.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I thought-
it. It's the fucking hoof, man. You want to talk about the easiest Trivial Pursuit question ever?
I was gonna
Good
say
God.
Birkenstocks, but I was like, that's too easy to give up.
Damn. Here's one for you, Lan. I'll give you the
Yeah.
Gen X question. What Reebok basketball shoe introduced in 1989 had an inflatable feature to allow the ideal fit?
Oh yeah.
I was going to buy actually a pair of
I had a pair of
Twilight
those.
Zone pumps at the color that I had when we were in 5th grade. They retroed them, and I was going to buy them, but they said that the pump actually doesn't work on the ones that they re-released.
Oh,
Me and my brothers got those, and we pumped them so much that we actually did pop. The pump, and then we didn't wear them anymore.
I remember that was always a thing. And I had my pair, and the problem was the glue that held the basketball on the tongue of the shoe
Always came off.
would always come off. So then you had this, and I remember we would try to super glue it so it looked like shit. And then eventually you just kind of had what looked like a little blood pressure cuff thing sitting in there, and you'd have to pump on that goddamn thing. But Lan, you get to take your victory lap, my friend.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, which means that it is time for... I like how my claps do not match this at all. But it is time for the Steve Buscemi movie draft, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have Lan going first because he won today's show, followed up by Frank, and then myself. And so we are picking movies with Steve Buscemi, or you can call him Buscemi if you want. Either one works. Lan, what is your first pick?
So this draft is kind of hard for me because like the only thing I've seen Steve Buscemi in is like cameos in movies.
And those work, if that's what you want to go with.
So I'm gonna go. My first pick is gonna be, which actually I think he did a really good job, and maybe he should have had his own movie spin-off from this. But Con Air.
Con Air.
I was hoping I was going to get
killer.
that one, but yes, Con Air, and that's the. How does that fan theory go? It's that it starts with Billy Madison. He ends up in prison, which is Con Air. And then there's and he retires. Oh, and then he ends up in The Big Lebowski. Because nobody knows Donnie's backstory from The Big Lebowski. And so go watch Billy Madison, Con Air, Big Lebowski. Actually, that would be the perfect triple feature right there. But anyway, Frank, what's your first choice?
Mine was going to be The Big Lebowski.
I had a feeling that was going to be it.
I know one of Brandon's picks, though, but I won't say it.
You know one of my picks?
Yeah.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Oh, God.
I did.
Hold on one second here. I had the, hold on here.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Good. Learned your fucking lesson.
I'll spoil it.
What the fuck was I looking for here? Where did it go? Oh, Big Lebowski. There we go. Oh, and I'm not even showing it on the screen. There we go. That was kind of the whole point. We had the Big Lebowski.
He even got Build on there.
Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
Lebowsk.
And then to go back, we also had the old Con Air right here, which was Lan's first pick. My first pick for... I get to go back to back. So I got to go with... Oh, shit. I got to go Reservoir Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just in his role in that movie. He's fucking amazing in it. Mr. Pink. He's fantastic. Where he's complaining about his name. I sound like Mr. Pussy. I guess if you've never seen Reservoir Dogs, I highly recommend it. Now, there's a couple more that I need to figure out here. But the one that I think Frank is referencing is Airheads.
No, that's not the one that I was thinking.
No, but I'm going to go with Airheads then.
All right.
That was on my list.
Oh, all right, Frank, we're back to you.
My second one's gonna be Armageddon.
Yeah, was that the one you thought I was gonna go with?
Armageddon.
No, I don't want to say it in case.
All right, don't say it yet.
I'll
But that was definitely one that was on my list as well, where he's kind of the womanizer, and isn't he the one that takes out the huge loan?
Yeah, he's like a super smart guy, and he takes out the loan thinking they're gonna get blown up. He rides the nuke like in Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah.
Like, woo, remember that guy in Doctor Strange? But then
Like Space Madness.
Airheads.
they end up saving the world.
Oh,
and
that's
he's
right.
like,
I
"Oh,
forget that he's the one that gets Space Madness.
Yeah. And then he gets back to Earth. He's like, I owe that guy a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, but remember, they also request that they don't ever have to pay taxes ever again.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, Lan, you get to go back to back here with your next picks. What are we going with?
Okay, so I'm gonna go. There's a theme to these two, so I'm gonna go Billy Madison,
Yes.
and then I'm also gonna say Big Daddy, just for the fact that he said, "You still owe me an egg McMuffin."
I was hoping somebody was going to pick the some of the Adam Sandler movies. So we got Billy Madison. You got him right there. So remember, he was the crazy guy. He was the one that had the list of people he was going to shoot, and then Billy Madison calls him and apologizes, and he gets taken off the list. And then he saves
there's somebody like that.
What's that?
That we went to school with.
Is there what?
That there's somebody like that we went to school with.
That had a list?
Yeah, like who, he was bullied like in our high school or in junior high.
I mean, I wouldn't.
You ever think about that?
I wouldn't doubt it. Like at all. We went to school with some pretty fucking crazy people. So, and then here's your Big Daddy, another fantastic movie. All right, Frank, third and final pick. What are you going with here for Steve Buscemi movies?
It's kind of funny. He's in the movie, but he's not in the movie. If you want to put on that level, Monster Inc., where he plays the voice of the purple thing. Yeah. So technically, he's not in the movie, but he is in the movie.
Well, but he plays a character, and I actually I don't even have the poster for that. I don't know how the hell I don't have that one.
You're welcome.
So some of the honorable mentions that we have here: very small role for Steve Buscemi.
Yeah,
he plays. Is that Buddy Holly?
Yeah, in the restaurant.
We have some of his other pretty big movies. He was in a movie called Death of Stalin. He was in another movie called Delirious, not to be confused with the John Candy Delirious, by the way.
Delirious? Yeah, that one's actually really good.
Don't forget, he was in Desperado.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He also was in Barton Fink. Coffee and Cigarettes. Steve Buscemi in there with a huge cast, by the way, in this movie. Ghost World, another one that he was in. By the way, that is Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
It'll blow your mind. We got the Hudsucker
Oh,
Proxy.
you know, blow your mind is seeing Scarlett Johansson in that Sean Connery movie where he's the lawyer in Miami, and Scarlett Johansson's like 9 years old in that movie. I can't remember what the hell.
I didn't know he was in Hudsucker Proxy.
I looked it up. I believe he is in the Hudsucker Proxy. He's also in King of New York.
With Christopher Walken.
He's also in Living in Oblivion, obviously, because that's him right there. Don't forget, he was in Mr. Deeds.
Yep.
He was Crazy Eyes.
Yeah.
What else do I have here that he was in? He was in The Wedding Singer.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
All right.
And Trees Lounge was another big one that he was in.
Okay.
But the one that I'm going to go with, have we said the one that you thought that I was going to pick, Frank?
No, I'll let you go first because now I'm thinking it could be two ones because there's one big one out there that nobody picked, and then there's one that I think you might go with just because it keeps your little...
my not Bruce Willis, my Kurt Russell alive?
Kurt Russell.
Well, I don't think so because I'm going to go with Fargo.
Okay, yeah. That's Fargo. But I was gonna say I thought you were gonna go with Escape LA because it's Kurt Russell, Steve Buscemi.
Nah, you got to go with Fargo on that one, man. You got to. So there it is. So there's your movie picks for Steve Buscemi movies. Lan has Con Air, Billy Madison, and Big Daddy. Frank's list is Big Lebowski, Armageddon, and Monsters Inc. And then I have Reservoir Dogs, Airheads, and Fargo. If we missed any great Steve Buscemi movies, make sure you let us know in the chat, whether you're watching this on a replay or if you are watching this here live. Either way, make sure you're clicking that thumbs up. Comment below. All of those things definitely help the channel out. We also have the membership tiers here on the channel. For $4.99 a month, you can become a Memberlorian. For 99 cents a month, you can become a channel supporter. Either way, it definitely helps to support the channel, support the things that we're doing here, kind of keeps us motivated to continue on. We have a few members already, so the more that we can get, the better. And if you become a member, I now have all of my stickers, and I should have had the actual stickers here with me, but we have Cross-Eyed Bear stickers, we have Brandalorian stickers, and then Old History of Rock stickers as well. So if you are a member and you want to, you can hit me up on Discord, Facebook, or Instagram. Give me your address, and I'll ship off a little pack with all three of those stickers in them. and I'll ship that off to you, and you'll get to represent all the stuff that we're doing here proudly by being a member on the channel. If you don't want to become a member, if you can't afford it, if money is an issue, always clicking like definitely helps, and sharing as well. If you can share this stuff on other social medias, it definitely comes in
Share
handy.
like the Care Bears.
Share it like the Care Bear stare. Let's fucking sploosh. Never gonna watch the Care Bears.
Let's fucking sploosh.
Fucking sploosh.
New T-shirt.
Oh, dude, you know what? I was thinking about that, because if anybody could design something that would be amazing like that, it would be Charlie from Viva La Mocha. Also, make sure to check out their website, vivalamocha.com. Bunch of fantastic designs, especially if you live here in El Paso. They're looking to get to a new shop, so you can actually go there live. I got a bunch of local stickers that he gave me. There's this one, the I Am the Father. He got the biggest chiple in El Chuco. We have the Texas Love sticker. And these are not up for giveaways. These are mine. We have a cool the Franklin Mountains sticker with look like the North Face logo there. And then we also have El Chuco, Texas. If you didn't know, that is El Paso's nickname. And then we have a standard like New Mexico, Land of Enchantment, EPT, El Paso, Texas, and another EPT right there. So those are all courtesy of Viva La Mocha. He hooked me up today. So make sure you guys are clicking like, all that fun stuff. Anna, thanks for being here. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your night. I expect you to be live streaming soon, Anna. You were messaging me about that, and I expect you to be live streaming sooner rather than later, because the only way that it's going to happen is to just fucking do it.
Just do it.
Just fucking do it. You guys got any other notes here before you ramp up?
Now,
I ate a gummy.
All right, Spano, thank you. Again, no stream next week. I'm going to be in Scottsdale. Still content coming out really quick before we actually wrap this up. You'll notice that my content has changed a little bit, where I'm focusing more on the rock and entertainment side of things. I'm going to be peppering in some sports stuff as well. Make sure that you guys are liking that stuff, especially here on YouTube, because that's where I generate my revenue from, is here on YouTube. So if you can go in and make sure that you're watching those shorts and you watch all the videos and you click like and all that other stuff, it definitely comes in handy. So please make sure that you're doing that. At least 2 reels/shorts drop every day. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Say peace out, everybody.
Don't eat the green pizza.
I ate a gummy.